Welcome to Nattys Crafts. I'm Natalie. I always do all the crafting, but go ahead, give the video a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, be sure to subscribe. When you subscribe, you should hit the bell so you know when the next video comes out. So let's go ahead and go take a look. So today we're going to make a wood utensil holder. Just an idea, I saw it at a store, well, an online store. And so I thought I could probably make that for like $3. So that's what I'm doing. So I just have to figure out the measurements because I'm only using what I have. I didn't go out and buy anything. I'm just using pieces I have. So a bunch of the tumbling tower blocks. I've got these wood squares that I bought from Temu well over a year ago. I've got those long wood pieces. Those are actually from Walmart. So those are probably 2 years old because I haven't been there in over a year and a half. So like these are pieces I just had. So that's what we're doing. So first I'm measuring here to see how I want the rows to go. And I want it to be approximately that tall. And I want spaces in between each of the rows of blocks. And then I'm the crazy person that has to make the wood blocks match as good as possible. So that's what I'm doing here. And this is a step you could completely skip if you don't care or if you're going to paint it. I didn't paint it, I did a fake stain. So I figured I want them to look good and to see the wood through the stain. So I'm going to spend the extra 5 minutes to figure out how I want it to look. And then I'm going to use this Sure Bonder wood stick. And I'm going to glue these pieces together. I'm going to glue 10 total pairs of 2 blocks glued end to end like this. And you do want these to be very smooth. You don't want any bubbles of glue poking out, especially if you're going to stain it. I probably should have stained it before gluing it, but I didn't think of it until after. So, you know, details. But if you're going to paint it, it doesn't matter because paint will go right over. And so I'm literally just going to glue all of these together just like this. And then once I've got all those glued together, I decided I wanted to stain it. So I'm just using some brown paint that I have and I'm mixing it with water. And I'm just going to paint all the pieces that I'm going to use. So the bottom of the little carrier or basket, and then the sides, and then the blocks that are making the rows. And this is kind of cool. So this wood doesn't have any great lines or anything in it. But if you paint it properly, you can make it look like it has those really pretty lines in the wood. And then we're going to do the same thing to the long pieces. And this is where adding some darker lines really does look cool. And this wood is a little bit thicker, so you do want to do the sides and everything, the edges and everything. So you can kind of see what I mean when I say the lines in the wood. You can make it look pretty cool. And have dark spots and everything. And naturally you could just use regular stain as well. That would work too if you wanted to do that. Obviously acrylic paint is so much quicker to dry, so that's what I choose most of the time, like 99% of the time. And then we got to do all the blocks. And again, this is where if you were painting this instead of staining it, it wouldn't matter. And then we got to figure out how to size this. So the little square piece that's going to go at the bottom of the little carrier is not obviously the same size as 2 of the tumbling tower blocks. So we have to make it the same size. So we're going to use 2 of the little square pieces and just space them out enough so that it's the length of 2 of the tumbling tower blocks. Now, if you were smart, you would use a pencil and you would mark a line where they should meet up.
But if you're Natalie, you didn't do that, and you just randomly glue it together. And then you have a little bit of a mistake, and then you have to take it apart and do it again. So use a pencil and make a line. It'll make your life easier. And then just got to make sure it's lined up properly. And again, mine wasn't, so I had to adjust. And make sure there's no extra bubbles or bumps. And then we're going to start building our little box or our little carrier. So I'm going to put one row or one pair of the tumbling tower blocks on the bottom of the, or I guess it would be on the top of the bottom. Does that make sense? Look, this is what I'm going to do right here. I'm going to glue 2 tumbling towers on top of that wood, that square wood. And I'm not going to glue it to the long piece yet. I'm simply setting it up so it's ready for the long piece. So I'm going to do one on each side. And I want it to be very close to the edge, basically covering the edge. Sorry about my head that keeps getting in the way. And then once we've got that lined up, then we're going to glue the long piece onto our little carrier. And then I'm going to do all of the rows before I put the other long piece on. So to size these, I'm going to lay a pair down, and then I'm going to set the next pair on top. And then we're going to take out that pair that we used as the sizer. We're going to take that out. So here I go. I'm going to glue. This would be the 3rd pair, stacked 3 high. And then I'm going to remove that second piece. And then I'm going to do it again. Put the sizer on, and then I'm going to set the next pair on top of that sizer. And we're going to glue that. And this is what we're going to do on both sides of our box. So you can kind of see what that looks like on that side. And then I'm going to just do the exact same thing on this side. Put the sizer down and then glue the actual piece onto the long board. And take the sizer out. And this was very easy to do. And then we're going to glue the other long piece on. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on each little set of blocks. And then I'm going to press the long piece down as hard as I can to spread that glue and make it really stick. I want it to really stick. I don't like when stuff falls apart. The Surebonder wood glue is actually pretty good. I like it better than I like their other glues that they make. And then I decided I wanted like a little cute little handle. It's not meant to actually be a handle, but it's cute. And so that's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to glue one block on each long piece up at the top. And my head again, I apologize. Out here looking crazy. And then same thing on the other side. And this, you know, obviously could be a utensil holder. That's where I got the idea from, because I saw a utensil holder that was wood and I thought I could do that. But it could be for pens or markers or scissors or whatever else. So there it is. I think it's kind of cute. I think it could work well. So there it is with just one set of silverware. Is it a surprise my silverware is black? Probably not. I swear my whole house isn't black. But there it is, also using pens and markers as well. I thank you so much for stopping by Nattys Crafts today. I sure hope that you could go ahead and give the video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe. When you subscribe, you should hit the bell so you know when the next video comes out. And remember to always appreciate today, as tomorrow is never promised. Thanks, y'all. Y'all have a great one.